And in this episode of Kassadin with Titanic Hydra, I'm not sure if we we do reach Titanic in this one. We destroy a Yasuo using Grasp of the Undying as the runes on screen, also using Shield Bash, Bone Plating, Taste of Blood and Ravenous Hydra, as well as Overgrowth for that bit of that late game tankiness. I almost didn't record this one because I thought the Hecarim was AFK, then I remembered he actually wasn't, and just took, just never appeared apparently. He just permafarms his jungle. Okay, so as opposed to a Yasuo I fought before, which I couldn't find in my match history, I'll look for it in a moment. This particular Yasuo doesn't really aim, I suppose. One of them that I fought earlier was kind of aiming a bit too hard, and this one aims a bit too little, so I had to adapt to both of them, and here we go, we begin the trading. This one's quite easy to trade with. I'd say I lost that trade, but it's fine because I'll stack extra health over time with Grasp of the Undying. And as soon as I get W, my trades become a bit more favourable. There we go, I dodge into it. So the idea that you want to do is you want to Q into Yasuo, which will make him his passive pop. If he decides to win wall it, then fine, that's gone off for another 30 seconds. And then you can, yeah, there you go, take that away. And then once that's down, and you have Grasp of the Undying ready, you can go ahead and auto-attack him. I don't think I got it off there. I think it had just run out of duration. I think so, because it didn't work there. But as you can see, I'm starting to win a trade. This is down to minions as well. But my damage is... okay, I missed the cannon, which sucks. Hopefully he does too. No, he doesn't. But his greediness for the cannon there will get him killed because... auto, W, Grasp of the Undying, Ignite, and Q will be enough to kill him. We trade flashes, and he takes my Ignite. I'd call that a win. His item of choice is Boots. My item of choice is going to be, I think, Tear alone because I can't afford anything else. But I don't want to just kind of leave it at that. Okay. So big wave here. So I thought I was at a CS advantage until I saw how many minions were waiting for me. So the crashing the wave into his tower before recalling really worked out. I E him, which is dumb. If you use E, as suggested by someone, when you have Grasp of the Undying, you can use it on a melee champion like Yasuo, and then just walk up to them and auto W them, or just W them if you're struggling to reach. For the Grasp of the Undying proc, and a really effective trade. Of course, you will use Q as well, especially if they're AP. In this case, I'm mostly saving Q to disable his Flow Shield, and of course, proc Taste of Blood. It also keeps me in combat for a second, so that helps me get Grasp of the Undying. And here we see it. I slow him so I can touch him. Because he's quite distant, I go with the Enhanced Auto on W. That's so I get the extra range and I can land my Grasp of the Undying. It does actually sustain me quite well. And the damage will only scale as my health raises. We can even see like my max HP kind of growing. Okay, his did too, never mind, that's just me being level 5. Oh, feels bad. Going for yeah, there we go, he started windwalling the Qs to protect his ever so precious flow. But that's quite alright. Now that I'm level 6, I can Q the shield away, get Grasp ready, and then just kind of engage with Ultimate. When I want to do a quick Grasp trade, I didn't even use W, and I still outtraded them just fine. Because the Grasp sustain really does add up. The more you're able to use it, I wouldn't recommend doing it against, Renekton. But, some things just aren't meant to be. There's the wind wall again. I bet he feels so good every time he does that. And that just means I have to wait a couple more seconds just to Q him again. There we go. And it's down. And then he is in danger. He doesn't actually realise that, so he dies. One last E of glory, and then there we go, Yasuo is dead. And it continues like this for a couple extra minutes. With him dead, I quickly shift the lane and then go to bot side. Unfortunately, my Sona decides to die. That's right, we have Sona bot who builds full magic penetration because full magic penetration Sona makes sense, right? Anyway, I go back to mid. Continue farming. Continue pushing, because Hecarim... At this point I did actually think Hecarim was AFK. He's just AFK farming, he's not actually AFK. Miss a bunch of CS shamefully. And force the Q to do it. I also waste my E. Just waiting for another opportunity to disable his... There we go. So he does ult, and I get very scared, because Yasuo ult is nothing to be... Oh yeah, he just gets solo killed by Udyr, which is great. Udyr with Tiger and red buff. And that gets me a plating. So I recall, and because I want stronger trades, I go straight for Sheen. I also get a Doan's Ring and boots. I can't afford another Doan's Ring because I still have a control ward that I haven't placed. But again, it's just going to give me that extra snowball potential. It's completely optional. It might make more sense to you to just reach for your spikes sooner. But because I don't really have a spike since I go Iceborne Gauntlet, and that's no better than Sheen in terms of damage, I think there's not really much point. So in terms of this build, you kind of spike purely through tier mana, reaching a level of tankiness which lets you ult more, so you have of course level 11, 6 and 16 spikes. And probably the most damage spike you get is Mana Moon, and then of course Muramana. If you buy things like Abyssal Mask, that of course will help as well. But even in the other game where I fought a mostly AP team, I didn't even buy Abyssal Helm actually. I just bought HP. I even bought a nice one Gauntlet. There has been a suggestion to buy Trinity Force before, but I think it's way too expensive and doesn't give enough mana. Would it be good? It would be okay. But for the mana, I don't think it's worth it, and I think the Rage passive on Phage is a bit excessive. Is it fun? Absolutely. You don't really use the attack speed, you kind of do, but it's not amazing. So Mundo leaves Yasuo alone, so Yasuo dies. I don't have Ignite, so I can't stop the healing. That's fine. We push the turret regardless, and Rift Herald secures the job. Now his ult is over, I smack him a little more, not that it does anything. We're just trying to get the Rift Herald over there, but now the big Tristana with her Infinity Edge is here. I tried to slow her so she can't chase anymore, but it's not quite enough. Now with Iceborne Gauntlet for their mostly AD team, and the big Tristana, I'm ready to start being a bit more useful. Speaking of trying to be useful, Yasuo swaps with Mundo, so I'm up against Mundo in the mid lane. And I believe... Oh yeah, I was thinking to kill him when my Ignite came up, but he ulted, so... I just let him get away with his little healing. And I think I'm speeding so much that the FPS is really, really dropping, isn't it? I'll try to stop that. So I go back to Yasuo, because why should he be allowed to farm? Why should he be allowed to live? Another cool thing about grasping Undying rather than electrocute is that you get to proc it, you know, multiple times in a fight. There's no like real cooldown besides how many seconds. Oh, there's a 4-second cooldown. So it's like a nice in-between. This is going to sound absolutely weird, you know, out of context from my without, you know, the context of my build, but it's in between Electrocute and Conqueror for me. And it's a very nice defensive in between, with more lane presence than Conqueror, and more sustained damage and synergy with our builds than Electrocute. It's not always amazing, but it can have similar application against somewhat, you know, a ranged mage as it would as Electrocute. The only thing is you need to be able to stay in combat against minions, and that's quite difficult. But it can be difficult. If you position well and you're dodging skill shots, it's fine, but if you're up against, you know, Tristana mid, that's an entirely different story, and you will never be able to get grasp procs. you'll never be able to get most things, really. Anyway, I full combo a telecult, which is kind of stupid, so I flash out to make up for how stupid I am. But we killed them both anyway because they tried to 2v5. Yasuo comes in to spin around, show Garen his best impression, and then proceeds to run away and die anyway. So whilst my team pushes out the mid lane, I'm looking for their jungle. Never mind, I just recall. I thought I was going to do something smart and split push. Udo was kind of already on it, but yeah, whatever. Apparently I'm more interested in counter jungling my own jungler, going for the Krugs and getting a bit of more gold and stuff like that. As you can see, of course, Tiamat does help against the jungle monsters, not as much as it would on a AD champion. And it might seem really stupid to buy it on a not AD champion, but when you do get Mana Moon, it does scale a bit better. And when you get it to Titanic, the AD scaling doesn't even matter at all. But as we can see, it's kind of hard to see my Riftwalk stacks because of the chat there. Can I move that? Yes, I can. It's going to weird me out for a bit, but yeah. So yeah, I was only on 2 stacks when I was running away. So if you imagine someone quite fast on you, like, I don't know, Master Yi, or someone with really long-lasting CC, like Nasus, W, or if a Yuumi is on you, obviously on someone else like Ezreal or Trist, you actually can get away, especially if you have the CDR to back it up. Anyway, with Ignite on Mundo, he can't do anything, and he doesn't have magic resistance, so all is fine. He also bought Swifties. I don't know why he bought Swiftness, but sure. Anyway, very quickly push that out. I don't even have any stacks of Riftwalk right now, which lets me use them for Sheen Procs on the tower. And then I consider running away, but then I remember Yasuo is only got 10. So I harass him a little bit before joining in the fight and trying to get a kill on these guys here. Now, Tristana had other ideas from her team who are hard focusing on Udyr, so she dies. No Mana Moon yet, by the way, so that's just pure Sheen, pure Tiamat, pure levels. The W buffs on Kassadin, of course, fantastic, especially for this kind of play. I might experiment in top lane a little bit, but I don't think, you know, the extra W damage is enough to fight, you know, Darius or Renekton. It's all very nice trading. Of course, I'll talk about it more in depth in the guide, but I think Grasp of the Undying and things like that are quite dangerous. Or they would be. Against a more, I guess, powerful mage. So I imagine you were fighting a really good Azir, it would be absolute hell. Or if you were up against Tristana, it's really hard to reach some pre-6 for the trades. That said, it works against the area in the other game. But anyone who can consistently harass you with high damage like Tristana is going to be a bit of a struggle. Getting over the 3/4 mark of the game time. So now I've got my Muramana. I've managed to go straight from tier to Muramana. Not level 16 yet though. So I'm not exactly the strongest tool in the shed. But doing fair damage for someone who hasn't got any mana or AP. And then joining in this fight here. Full magic penetration Sona with Morella and Omicron Rush showing what she can do. Still absolutely deleting Tristana. Again, no AP. Don't even have that many mana items, I've just got Iceborne Gauntlet. And then we get a triple down. That's an easy Baron because most of the enemy is dead and their jungler is dead, so I call it immediately. Me and my jungler come straight away. Magic penetration Sona taking a little while. Imagine if she bought full AP, she might be giving us a little bit more damage. It doesn't really matter, there's no reason to get mad over it. I wasn't mad over it. As someone who used to play a lot of full AP Sona in mid lane, I do feel a little bit sad. I believe we're approaching my mistake here. Oh no, never mind, I'm just deleting Tristana. Damn, don't you just hate it when that happens? You think you're going to make a mistake, but you just kill everyone. You know, long range stabbing, always good. They do call it the Void Blade. Voidblade's hidden passive is that it extends its range through walls and stuff. Anyway, so now I'm pushing the top lane, and I autopilot here a bit because I'm just laughing at the chat. And at this point, I tunnel vision on the tower with the Baron buff, and I make a huge mistake. Tristana's coming. Tristana is fairly big at 8-4. Then I start taking a lot of damage, some slows from the cleavers, and Trist is able to get her bomb off, meaning she gets 2 rockets, and I'm not level 16, so I can't run away from that. That was a big mistake on my part, and if my team was doing worse, I would single-handedly have lost the game. Potentially. Just by giving Tristana so much gold and giving so much time for them to contest objectives. Luckily, we get the Ocean Dragon. But Tristana gets a double kill. I believe it was on Dumber and Dumber. Yes, it was. But now I've moved in. I'm just kind of positioning around. So threatening Tarek and staying away from Tristana, causing her to position in a way that is very easy for me to take out. And you can't see his HP bar, but that was the auto W Titanic combo. No Q, no R needed. Apparently. I'm now level 16 also, so I can move ridiculously fast. And the enemy surrenders. Once you witness that kind of power from a Kassadin with no AP, I'd surrender too. Oh, that was the second game. I don't know what order I'm releasing them, and I don't know. I'm planning on putting them like 2 before the guide, and then 2 after the guide, or maybe 3 before the guide and 1 after the guide, something like that. But hope you enjoyed, and I hope you're looking forward to the Kassadin Titanic Hydra guide/video. I call it a guide, but I'm going to be comparing it to other builds and kind of trying to justify if it's good or not. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.